Thank you very much, Josh, Larry, and Richard. I really appreciate it. Josh, will be well served to have you up in Sacramento. Larry, your leadership in East Palo Alto continues to help the people of that community get a step up. And Richard, your historic role on the Board of Trustees is hopefully I'm coming to help you with providing a more active leadership in helping the administration succeed. So thank you all for your time. And thank you everybody else for joining the presentation. I really appreciate it, spending some of your afternoon with me. Clearly, these are unprecedented times. We have a global pandemic, 40 million people unemployed, social unrest, whose fundamental driver is really the social and economic inequality that we're all coming to understand and appreciate at a level of transparency that is quite poignant at the moment. In my opinion, this is really a moment of opportunity for us, and for the first time in a generation or two, the world is listening. People of color and people of the perpetual working class are expressing a profound and deep frustration. And that frustration today is focused on police brutality, but really what we're seeing in the streets is a flashpoint of a powder keg that's been filled for years, decades, even centuries, because of inequality of opportunity. And I believe California's community colleges can be a key tool in addressing that economic inequality or inequality of opportunity. And we can attack the pernicious opportunity gap that exists in America by creating affordable avenues to higher education and better job training through our community colleges. And while our community colleges may not be able to eliminate racism in the moment, over time, gaining access to higher education, especially for people in disadvantaged communities or first-generation college families, is the key way for us to be able to help everyone in America and in California grab hold of that first rung on the ladder of economic opportunity. So I'm running to make sure that every resident of San Mateo County has the same opportunity that I had with the community college experience that I enjoyed at San Joaquin Delta Community College. My priorities as a trustee are really three things. First, I want to use the community colleges as a tool to address social and economic equity by improving student outcomes. Second, I want to increase the transparency of the district's administration. And third, I want to build the community and increase community access to our facilities and programs at the community colleges. The first priority is focusing on improving student outcomes. And as Richard, I think, very eloquently described, the original master plan for higher education in 1960 delineated three missions for the community colleges. The first was lower division work to transfer to university. Second was providing vocational and technical career training for those who are going into the workforce in a way to hopefully help them improve their earning potential. And third is community building, lifelong learning and enrichment. The community college district, our community college district, has done a great job in many of these areas, but I think we can do more, and we should do more, and we'll need to do more. On the transfer function, I question why so few graduating high school seniors actually avail themselves of the opportunity that is available in our community colleges. In San Mateo County, there's about 30,000 high school kids that graduate from public high schools each year. Just over a quarter go directly to four-year colleges, but less than half, only about 45%, enroll in the community colleges, leaving about a third of the high school graduates not picking up what is a simple tool for them to be able to improve their lives. They go immediately into the workforce without burnishing their skills or even considering the option of a four-year university. So I want to increase the number of high school kids that go to our community colleges. And one very inexpensive way to do that is to simply automatically enroll every high school senior in the community college. Of course, those 26, 28% that go off to four-year university will opt out. Some number of kids won't be ready to go to college or don't want to go to college or any sort of vocational training and they'll go into the workforce. But that 1/3 of high school students, I think there's a number of them who, if recruited, if welcomed, if asked to come to the community college, will go up the hill and actually start a career in the community college that may just change their lives, as it did for me. Also, in the past, our district has spent a great deal of effort, resources, time and money on recruiting international students. It's something of a business decision to try and recruit higher fee paying international students. But I think that those resources that go into recruiting international students should be spent right here in East Palo Alto, Redwood City, North Fair Oaks. Let's recruit our own county residents to come to community college rather than trying to spend time and energy recruiting international students to backdoor into the UC. Larry mentioned the Promise Scholars Program. It's an outstanding program that has created access for over about a couple thousand students a year. And I would like to double the size of that program. Reducing those types of small frictional issues that prevent people from committing the time and energy to community college is critical. And they might not seem like big issues for us, but sometimes little things like buying books, having a computer, paying for parking on campus, getting a vehicle that you have to insure and fuel and drive up the hill because of the way our campuses are beautifully located on these hilltops, but they're hard to get to unless you have a vehicle. So the shuttle system should be expanded, and I'd like to do that in order to welcome more people up to the campus. And not every change in order to increase access needs to be costly. I'd like to create a peer mentor program that I've referred to as It's Up to Us. As the name implies, we can't wait for government to solve every problem. And for those kids who make their way through community college and hit the transfer window, I'm going to ask them to sign up for this peer mentoring program, reach back to the freshman and sophomore classes in the lower division of the community colleges, and just have a phone call. Give them some advice about how to get through financial aid, how to think about the transfer process, how to work the transition to a four-year school where they're probably living on their own for the first time. I think that will have a huge assistance in helping those students through the fog of the community college process, which I lived through. And in fact, maybe that peer mentoring program could even be extended from our community college students back to high school students, so we can capture that 1/3 of high school students not coming to community college. And I'd like to also, in a formal way, expand the formal transfer agreements and guaranteed transfer contracts that our community college has started to do with some CSU and UC schools and some private schools as well. But I want to expand that and put real time and effort into it, because that facilitates a smooth process of transferring from the community college to a four-year school. In the end, there's about 1,600 San Mateo Community College District students each year that transfer to either the UC or the CSU, and I want to make that number as high as possible. But transfer is not the only thing we do at the community colleges. Vocational and career training is also critical. And I know the community colleges have great programs to train nurses, fire, police, some other categories as well. But I think we can improve those vocational career programs by actually actively engaging our large employers in the county. Facebook, Genentech, Box, Oracle. Have them come on, even the trade unions, have them come on campus and provide training to the students, or better yet, provide curriculum that the teachers can deliver. And that curriculum we know will be current with what those employers are looking to hire. In some ways, this reduces the cost for the employers to recruit and train workers. And it also creates a pathway or a job track for those students to go right to work rather than necessarily transfer.